Hi guys, this is Jen. I have a new journal that I just finished. I loved the book because it was well worn and I loved the cover of it. It's stories from American authors, but the book was so far gone that I couldn't save it, save the pages. So instead of doing an altered book, which is what I usually do, I gutted it and sewed in my own signatures. So the front cover has this child on it in a little car. I thought that was so cute. And then I got a dictionary page behind it. It says the um, definition for ruffian, because that kid looks like a little roughneck in her. I think it's a girl. I don't even know. We're taking her teddy bear for a ride in her car. So anyway, my daughter actually is my filmmaker today.
Hi.
Thank you, Erica. And so here we go. Oh, and the side here is homespun. These are antique buttons down here, and that's where my signatures are sewn in. The back, I did something different. I have a big pouch here. I put some different kinds of metal ephemera stuff on here, and this is just another pocket with a bunch of stuff in it. I'll show you that later. So the closure is just sari silk tie. I got a eyelet on the front and on the back. And the first page, I have here's some little bells on a bulb pin, and inside here is some music paper that I ended up painting. So I did some gesso and then painting, and then you open it up, and in here is a little pocket. It's got just some little pieces of ephemera in it, and this is a page off of the actual book. There was a whole bunch of short stories by American authors, and in here is just a little tiny I don't know what you would call it, but it's something for all your journaling needs. So, and because it was too big for the pouch, I just folded it to look like an envelope and stuck it in here. And the first page, there we go. It does fit, I swear. There's a little girl here, and there's a tag behind her. It says, "Precious jewel, you glow, you shine, reflecting all the good things in this world." That's by Maya Angelou. And at the top, I've got a button that came out of my grandma's button box, because I thought it looked like a precious jewel, kind of. And I think she is a precious jewel. There's sonnets behind her from Shakespeare. And there's some sari silk sewn down the side and a little key down here on the bottom on a pin. On this page, I have a couple little girls. Looks like they're at the farm. There's a bird cut out, some flowers, music paper, dictionary paper, and this page, I've got this old locket. Whoops. And inside, I have a picture of a lady. I don't know who she is. She came out of I got a photo album that someone found in their basement. They have no idea who it was or who the people are, which is kind of sad. But as my daughter said, she's getting new life in a book, and someone somewhere loved this woman, and so we are just refurbishing this, and she will be living on in this journal. And then on here, I've got the definition for always. So, and in here's a little pocket with one of my little books. There's a little girl, some lace. This is a little story. This is paper towels that had rust on them from when I was rusting some of my metal embellishments. And I got that idea from Michelle Mulligan. And this is a little tiny pocket with a little tag in it. It says, "What if I fall?" And it says, "Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?" So giving you a little incentive to try things. And here is another little pocket on the side. It said she needed a hero, so that's what she became. That slides in that little tuck spot. Oh, and there's Bunny. Everybody loves Bunny. Hi. Bunny says hi to everybody. Thank you for all the lovely Bunny comments. And here is another tuck spot. Has a little tag in it. And inside this tag is a little tiny envelope. And inside this little tiny envelope is a little tiny piece of paper. It says, follow your heart, it knows the way. So we fold that back up and stick it in the envelope like this. And I put the paper clip on to hold it all in place. And it goes back in the tuck spot. And that's the end of that little book. And then we have this page with some really pretty lace on it. And it's on a piece of graph paper. And this is a little tile thing, I guess, that I made. And I liked that picture. I covered it with glossy accents. And then on the back, it says, for a long time she flew only when she thought no one was watching. And I kind of wrote it around in a circle. And here is just a piece of fabric, and I took some old lace and made a heart and sewed it on there. And then there's a key and a heart on a little pin. And this page is a napkin decoupage of a bird. My hand is itching. I think that means I'm going to get money or something. I hope. Anyway, there's a tuck spot here. Has another little book in it. And there's a heart I cut out of fabric. This says, and though she be but little, she is fierce. That's a Shakespeare quote. And this is also a napkin decoupage. And it says, give it a try, whispered the heart. In all things of nature, there's something of the marvelous. Aristotle said that. And there are some napkin decoupage butterflies. And this is part of a Lloyd Byron poem. And it's about the great heiress that was very beautiful. And I put that picture in there because I thought she looked close to a great heiress that was rather beautiful. And here we have, never let a single soul tell you you can't be exactly who you are. This is one of those little tiles that I made out of glossy accents. And this is just a little tiny book. There's a picture of some birds, and that's for all your journaling needs. You can put a lot of stuff on there. And this says, believe in yourself, for you are an amazing soul. So that sticks in here, and that is the end of this book. Goes in here. And then I made a little I don't know what you call it, a little pocket, I guess, a little special secret place. There you go. It's got a picture of a peacock in here. And then there's a tag. It says, within your heart, keep one still secret spot where dreams may go. So that goes in this little pocket. And I put a snap on it to hold it shut. And then I've got this old button that came out of my grandma's button box, and it, but it doesn't button, it snaps. And here is a really cute little girl. I got this from Sue Olson's shop, and inside here is a little booklet, and there is a little girl with a cat. It says, may your heart always be joyful, may your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young. And here is a little tag of a little girl. And that just goes in there. And there's a heart. And that goes back in this tuck spot. And then this is just, I don't know, just pretty paper, cute paper, whatever. So that goes in the tuck spot behind this little girl. And then we have this little boy who I think is so cute. And this page is just an old, an old invoice for some company. Here's an envelope I made with a paper clip on it. And inside here, there's just some old paper with an umbrella and an X. And this is also for all your journaling needs, because there is not much room in this journal for actual journaling, because I always put too many decorations in. And this has an old handkerchief and music paper and lots of layers. There's cheesecloth. This is also a napkin decoupage of a little girl on music paper. We've got a little flip up down here. And it says, "The earth has music for those who listen." And here is just a little ephemera card with ABC of animals. This says, "We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams." Oh, and there's Bunny again. Yep, he made it in here more than once. So that goes down in that tuck spot. Here is another little girl. I also got this from Sue Olson's shop. She has some great stuff. There's just a tag. It says, "When she became a butterfly, the caterpillar spoke not of her beauty, but of her strangeness. They wanted her to change back into what she had always been, but she had wings." And there's a few butterflies down at the bottom of that I stamped. And this tag says, "What one loves in childhood stays in one's heart forever." And the next page, I got a rough picture of a house that I made out of people on paper, and up here it says, "By the light of the moon." And this is supposed to be smoke coming out of the chimney. And here's a little tiny tag with a heart on it and a key, and it says "Home Sweet Home," and that sticks down in there. And then down here we've got a little pull out. It says "Home, where life begins and love never ends," and that goes in there. And then we have this cute girl, and the tag behind her just says "Kindness matters," which is true, and if people were kinder, this world would be a better place. And then she's got fabric, and there's lots of layers on every page. And here is a tuck spot, and here's a couple little guys there, and a jar with some bugs in it. And this just says "Little Boys." And then there are some quotes about little boys. She loved a little boy very, very much, even more than she loved herself. And this one says, "You are as close as I will ever come to magic, and the wildest of all the animals, but you can't get him out of your heart." Those are my favorite quotes about little boys. And that goes back in here and sticks in this little tuck spot. And there's some crocheted trim and things behind there. This came from a Treasury of Contentment about joy, and I'm not going to take the time to read it, but it's a really nice little poem. And there's a bird, and I did some circles with paint. And here is another little booklet. I have a lot of little booklets. And says she wanted to soar above the clouds, so she grew wings on her heart and took flight. And there's a little girl. It says, "Be as kind-hearted as you are beautiful, and we shall have nothing left to wish for." And here is another little tiny envelope. I love these little tiny things. And this has just a little tiny tag in it. And here is Bunny again on a ticket. So when you open the little envelope, you get an extra surprise, and it says "Charming" at the top of that piece of paper. And that goes back in the envelope and back inside, back inside this little tuck spot. There we go. And that's just some doily and some lace on the back. And so that goes in here. And this is the last page. Has a little picture of a girl and doily and fabric. And this has a bunch of tags. This also came out of that album of people that nobody knew who they were. And just some ephemera cards. This is a handmade envelope with lots of stamping on it. And this is just a piece of graph paper for journaling or writing your little secret notes on that you don't want anybody to know about. And that's just a piece of homespun to make the pocket. Then on the back we have all these little gears and keys, and this is from Tim Holtz, a number 3 button, and this has a bunch of numbers on it. These are just little wooden beads, and the stuff in here is like, again, just a bunch of ephemera cards. Some of them have stamping on it. There's some birds. Here's another little envelope with some little tiny pieces of paper and different kinds of ephemera. And then up here I've got some big journaling cards. This one is just on pattern paper. I painted the inside so you could actually write on it. And there's another little pouch made out of homespun. And there's a little tag, some more ephemera, and here are some little tiny pieces of stuff that fit in that little envelope for writing. And this one is bigger. This has a couple little tags on it. And this is just cotton fabric, and I stamped on it. And here is some more ephemera cards, and this one, oh, there's a picture that came out of that album. I don't know what these people are doing, but I don't want to go there because everybody looks like they're going to cry. And actually, this says April 11th, 1945. So that's pretty cool. And this is an old piece of music paper. Somebody was composing their own great musical work, and the back is just for writing on. So that is the end of the book. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate your support, and that's all I have for you. This will be available in my Etsy shop. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.